Hello, good morning to you this morning. My name is Ayodele-Bamisaiye of Dexteritas Professional Corporation, and this is Finance Friday, where I talk about all things personal finance and enterprise, and it is always a pleasure to come to you. I want to ask you a question this morning. Yeah? And this is my question to you. What happens if you went all this out? You know, when the business has grown and your investments have panned out, when your savings have multiplied and the businesses have become, way more than your wildest imagination, what happens then? We'll come back to that in a minute. If for any reason your modest income and your personal tax returns historically have not been filed, well, my friends at the Financial Empowerment Initiative Network are more than excited to support you to help get this done. So if this is your situation, you are free to send an email to operations at the FEI, that's THEFEI.ca, or taxes at thefei.ca, and somebody will respond to you with an opportunity to meet with you, to have your documents reviewed, and to have those tax returns prepared and filed with the Canada Revenue Agency so that you can access the benefits that are available to you from the government of Canada, right? So if that fits, then reach out. Let's get that done for you ASAP. Last week, Thursday, was Founders Lounge by Startup Quad. That was really, really beautiful. I know it's more than a week since then, but there was so much that happened then that I just can't get over, and I am looking forward to the next one. I believe that there's so much building happening in the community for which not a lot is being seen at the moment, but that value is going to come out, and we are more than excited to share that with the community as it grows. So the next one is going to happen in September, third Thursday of September, if I remember well. It's going to be September 17. I don't count, don't take that to heart yet, but watch out for our socials at Startup Court, and then you see what we will be talking about. Definitely more AI. Why? Because we believe that AI is a breakthrough technology that amplifies our ability to be productive and to make a difference, not just for the community, but for the economy as well. So be on the lookout for this. I am excited at what's happening in the Founders Lounge and Startup Core community. Yeah, there's more to come from there. So I'd asked you a question earlier, right? If it all works out, what next? Who's the better for it? Who enjoys that benefit, right? Is it just going to be your financial capacity has improved and you have more money? Or is there something that you're thinking about, or that you should be thinking about, that you're not thinking about at the moment? I guess that's where I'm drawing your attention to today. So we are saying, who is your wealth supposed to serve, right? As far as most personal finance conversations are concerned, more is always better. More savings, more investments, a larger portfolio, increased net worth. In fact, all of these are actually very legitimate objectives. But the question I'm asking is, more for what? Where exactly are we going with all of this more? Because like I've said in the immediate past, you can spend 30 years accumulating and you get so good at accumulating, but there is no joy behind the accumulation. There is no fulfillment or satisfaction behind the accumulation, and that's where we don't want to be. More income creates a more lifestyle, more assets, is just another financial target, right? $100,000, then $500,000, then $1 million, then $2 million, then $5 million, and on and on and on. So I want to ask you this. If your personal net worth doubled in the next 12 to 24 months, who stands to gain from that? Yeah? What does that additional wealth accomplish? What does it do? Where's the benefit? Okay? Food for thought. So I want to posit that wealth is better understood as capacity, options, the ability to, go beyond yourself, the ability to more, but not just more money, not just more numbers, bigger numbers behind the dollar signs. Probably more impact, right? The ability to absorb disruption, the ability to buy time, right? The ability to create opportunity for yourself, for people around you, whether they are your immediate family or just loved ones in your environment. The ability to build things, the ability to solve problems, the ability to say yes, and sometimes the ability to say no, right? So it changes the question. The question stops being how much wealth do I have? How much money do I have saved? And the question becomes, what can my wealth, if I have it, enable me to do? Yeah, I know. You see where I'm going with this, right? Let's take it a step further. Now, I want you to think about a time in the recent past that you are able to make a difference for somebody, whether that somebody is a spouse, a sibling, your child, a neighbor, your parents, your uncle, your cousin, your nephew, a business owner that walked up to you with an idea, a founder that came to you with a startup opportunity. Think about a time that you were able to make a difference financially for somebody, particularly if it's something that you knew that you would not have been able to do probably 2 years ago or 5 years ago, right? Now, how did that feel? How did it feel to say yes to something like that, particularly when you are aware that at a time in the recent past, it would have been absolutely impossible for you? I want you to sit in that feeling. So there's 3 questions that I want you to sit with right now, in terms of, the impact that you are able to create. The first question is, who should be better off because I am financially successful, right? I know you should be better off, definitely. You did the work, you earned the money, so you need to have a better lifestyle, definitely. But apart from you, who else, right? Perhaps a partner, perhaps your children, your parents, your extended family, your employees, your business partners, your community around you, the organizations and causes that you care about, right? I want you to come up with a list of your own. That's my own. I've given you my thoughts, but I want you to come up with a list of your own and then sit with that and then let that be fuel for your fire in this journey. The next question is how. Money isn't the only thing that wealth creates, right? Your financial position can allow you to provide capital for business owners that want to start new businesses or expand their existing businesses. It can allow you to create opportunities for new experiences, opportunities for education that the beneficiaries hitherto would not have been able to afford for themselves. Employment in terms of starting a business and hiring people. Education in terms of scholarships for people who have the intellectual capacity and may or may not be able to fund it. So you may be paying for people who can't afford it, or you may be paying for people who have extraordinary capabilities and you want to fund it, whether they can afford it or not. It could be access, it could be time, just buying time. Just paying so that you can have time to, be able to spend time with people that you love. Not knowledge, security, ownership. These are all ways that you can deploy your wealth to make a difference, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. So paying for your child's education is impact. Helping somebody start a viable business is definitely impact. Being financially available for an aging parent is impact. So my question is this: what does impact actually look like in your financial life? Right? Because if you don't ask that question, you may not necessarily think about it. You may just go from day to day, right? Making a dollar, moving on. Now the third question is when. Right? When I make more, I will do this. When my business grows, I will do that. When the mortgage is paid, then we will be able to travel. Right? When the kids are off to college and I know they are settled, then I can retire. When the portfolio reaches X million dollars, and that is your personal net worth, then you can take a step back. You can see the pain. Because the truth is, there are some things that you will delay, not because you can't, but because you feel like you can't, but there's something you can do about it now, irrespective of that financial situation. Yeah? So, I want us to take this a step further. Please understand me. I'm not trying to moralize you into giving away everything that you have, because you have done the work, you have earned the income, you have created the wealth and the value. The answer is not to give all of it away. Definitely you want to make a difference in people's lives, right? Because you've worked for it, you should be able to enjoy your money. You should be able to protect yourself. You should be able to build financial independence for you and the people that are immediately around you. So I'm not asking you to, go overboard, but I'm asking you to surround yourself with impact, change the lives around you. And if you are still struggling for a why as a reason to go after building financial capacity, then if you can't look at yourself and see a why, look around you. Look around you. Because I want you to realize this. Giving away everything to the point where you hurt yourself financially is not a thing. Because impact without financial stability, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. For you to impact, you also need to be stable. You need to be anchored. You need to be steady, right? So, don't forget, last week we talked about this. Money does 4 things. Pays for today's living, protects the life we've built as of today, gives us the opportunity to build for tomorrow from today, and lastly, allows us to make an impact that is beyond us. So I want you to realize that wealth gives capacity. It doesn't decide what you do with it. It doesn't decide what you do with that capacity. So I'm going to take us right back to where we started from, right? If everything works, your income grows, the investment grows, portfolio has grown, your personal net worth is your dream number and more. Who is better off because you have succeeded? And I want that answer to be an honest one that you give yourself. And if you don't like that answer, then probably you need to take a look at it, right? Building your financial life so that your intentions can actually survive competitive months, right? It's one thing to have intentions. It's another thing to watch life happen every day. Yes, there are the bills to pay. Then there are the desires that you have, the things you want to do. But there is also the life that you want to build for yourself. I'm asking you today, don't let your intentions die because life happens. Take a look at your intentions, what you desire for yourself, and begin to use what you have in terms of time, resources, energy, effort, relationships, access to weave those intentions into reality, because it is possible, right? This is the last Friday of September, of August, and September is around the corner. I know we've been talking about purpose and impact throughout the month of August. I just want us to segue, just take that a step further and say, okay, this is, these are the considerations that we've had through the month of August on why you are doing this. The purpose for your wealth is not just about you. It's not you alone, but definitely you have to take care of you. September will be asking the question, if you're not here, what happens? I know nobody likes to talk about that, but I'm going to go there. And it promises to be an interesting conversation. I look forward to having that with you. With that, that's all I have for you this Friday morning. And I'm asking you to have an amazing weekend ahead. I'll see you again next time, this time next week. Take care. Bye for now.